Jessica. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good. How was your week?
Still pretty anxious, but I did the assignment that we discussed
Good.
about noticing and trying to be mindful, as you put it, and trying to apply the wise mind.
Okay, how'd that work this week?
I was only successful one time.
Okay. Tell me a little about that.
Well, my boyfriend didn't call me. He calls me every day at 4 o'clock because that's when he gets off work.
So that made you feel anxious is because you're used to him calling at 4.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then he didn't call that once. It was on Wednesday. And so I started, as you said, I started to feel the anxiety and stuff going on. And so I started calling his phone. And I called him twice. And then I remembered our assignment. And so I tried to be mindful of the emotions I was having, which was that I was feeling very anxious and worried.
And that was okay?
And then it was okay as not self-compassion, as you put it, for it. In the end, I tried to apply, to balance it with the rational part too of while something may have happened, there may be another explanation.
Yeah.
And so I waited until he called. I think I made it a whole 3 hours. And it turned out that he had worked overtime and wasn't able to get to his phone.
Okay. So it worked out well then?
Yeah. It, I think I kind of failed at it at first, but then I recognized that what was going on was okay, and then I just tried to focus more on it.
Good. Okay. Why do you think you failed at it at first?
Because I called him like twice, and then I was like having like, my anxiety freak out. And then I was like, it's okay, time to be mindful. And I pulled out the sheet you gave me explaining it and everything.
Right. Okay. Well, good. So is there anything else that went on?
Well, I was anxious like I normally was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to do several things today to kind of talk about that and stuff. So you know how I usually like to do a mindfulness exercise during the front of the session? So if you'd like, then we're going to do that, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So I want you to get comfortable. Okay. And I want you to put your legs on the floor, have them, let your shoulders and your arms just kind of relax at your side, okay? And then close your eyes when you're ready. And now I want you to focus on your breathing. I want you to observe your breathing, okay? Notice how your breath flows in and out. Make no effort to change your breathing in any way. Just simply notice how your body is breathing. Notice how your breath flows gently in and out of your body. Now if your attention begins to wander, and it will, just focus back on your breathing. I want you to notice any stray thoughts you're having, but do not dwell on them. Just simply let your thoughts pass. I want you to notice how your breath continues to flow deeply and calmly. Notice the stages of your complete breath, from the breath in to the pause, the exhale, and then the pause before taking another breath. See the slight breaks between each breath. I want you to feel the air entering in through your nose. Picture the breath flowing through your nose and then down into your lungs. As thoughts intrude, allow them to pass, but then return your attention to your breathing. Feel the air inside your body after you inhale, filling your body gently. Notice how the space inside your lungs becomes smaller after you exhale and the air leaves your body. Feel your chest and stomach as they gently rise and fall with each breath. Notice how your body feels. See how calm and gentle your breathing is and how relaxed your body feels. Now it is time to gently reawaken your body and your mind while keeping your eyes closed. Notice the sounds around you. Feel the floor beneath you. Feel the clothes against your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Shrug your shoulders. And when you're comfortable, you can open your eyes. How'd that go for you?
Okay.
Okay. So, now what I want to talk about today is your anxiety, because that seems to be a big thing for you, okay? Okay. So I want you to kind of explain to me what you do or what it looks like when you get anxious.
What do you mean?
Like, what do you do when you're having a lot of anxiety?
Well, obviously I fidget. And then, I freeze in a lot of situations.
Okay.
And the reason for that being that it's easier to avoid it. Like, if I have a big assignment at work, it's easier for me to keep myself busy doing other things and avoid the cause of the anxiety, which is the work, than to just sit down and do it straight.
Yeah.
Not often, like, sometimes, like, reasons to get up and do things like that. And then, I also isolate.
Okay. What does that look like? What do you mean by isolate?
Well, I like just like my boyfriend has a lot of business meetings and things like that, and he always is inviting me to go to like the dinners afterwards and the parties that they throw, and I always turn them down because I rather it just makes me anxious being around with people and what am I gonna say and am I gonna look stupid and things like that, or if I get invited to like my friends' things, I usually, unless I know that it's just going to be me and my friend, like I won't go to it. I'll make up an excuse, and I mean it's kind of like a running joke that I'll cancel on everyone.
So when you isolate, you just stay at home, or when you're at home, do you tend to stay in your room, or?
Well, depending upon how extreme the anxiety is. So if it's something that's easily avoidable, like I'm going somewhere, then I'll just stay at home. But if it's something that like I just feel like is overwhelming me, like a big assignment or something like that from work, then oftentimes I'll just stay in bed and sleep it off.
Okay.
Kind of.
Okay. Is there any other kind of things you do when you get anxious besides, maybe not doing your work or isolating yourself from others?
Sometimes I can be snippy to people.
Okay.
Yeah, be snippy. And I don't mean to. It's
Right.
not like I'm trying to be a mean person, but like when I got things going through my mind, I think of everything I gotta do and everything. When someone says something to me, I might get smart back to them real fast.
Right. And not because you're trying to be mean, you just really have a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
feels overwhelming. And then it's
Mhm.
often like I don't think about like, oh, and then I usually regret it and I feel bad, but I shouldn't have done it in the first place.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, like all those things that you just mentioned, not doing your work, getting snippy or isolating, what would you say are good things about those actions?
Well, in the isolating and not doing my work, I kind of avoid what's causing anxiety. So,
So you don't have to feel uncomfortable.
yeah, any more than I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's my comfort zone, the
Right.
isolating is.
Mm-hmm.
And getting snippy, I guess, initially it feels good to kind of take it out on somebody, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then with an age, I feel bad. But initially, it kind
Right.
of feels good to be like, you know, snap.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a venting way.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. What would you say kind of makes those actions bad?
Well, at work, I know I never get anything done.
Right.
Because, or if I do, it's like always last minute, and then I almost get more anxious
Mm-hmm.
because I know I have deadline. Obviously, I still want to keep my job.
Mm-hmm.
With isolating, it hurts people's feelings,
Right.
and if I'm not able to come to something that's important to them, and I lose time with people I care about.
Does it seem to affect your friendships or your relationships with people?
Yeah, I mean, me and my boyfriend argue about it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I know my friends, a lot of I've lost friends over it because they think that I'm doing it, like I'm being rude by turning them down, but really it's just, I just feel like, I don't know how to explain how I'm feeling when it happens. And of course, when I get snippy with people, I really hurt their feelings, and that's
Right.
it's a nasty way of handling things.
Mm-hmm.
Which everybody snaps every now and then, but I know that
Right.
it gets worse when I get.
It's kind of like that self-compassion piece.
Yes.
Understanding that, you do have, things that do happen. You do get anxious and being aware of that.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm just, I just would rather not be snippy with people
Right.
because I don't like it when people are that way with me, so that's bad about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. One thing that I wanted to talk about today was opposite action.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever heard of that. Could you kind of guess by,
The title.
what it is?
Yeah. I'm assuming doing the opposite of something.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good, yeah. It basically is breaking the common pattern you have of how you react.
Mm-hmm.
So, more so like reacting rationally or using your wise mind or something, okay? So, your natural reaction to things is usually to, like you said, isolate, freeze, or maybe get, as you said, snippy with people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What do you think could be an opposite action of all of them? Let's start with when you are not able to fulfill your task at work.
Well, I guess the opposite would be sitting down and doing it, or at least attempting to do it instead of avoiding it.
Right. Kind of telling yourself, knowing that at that moment you're feeling anxious,
Mm-hmm.
and that that's okay that you do, but that you can do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What about the other ones, like isolating yourself? What would be an opposite action of that?
Well, I guess it would be going out, being social.
Yeah, because I'm assuming, you seem like a pretty, fun and nice person. I'm assuming that you want to get out and, have relationships and not hurt people's feelings and enjoy your life. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's kind of like taking those actions to do that.
Yeah. I just worried I would get overwhelmed.
Right. I mean, like, how do you think you would get overwhelmed?
Well, it's just, I think it's one thing if I'm in the moment, it's like, let's go do something. But to
Mhm.
think about it like days ahead and to anticipate it happening often is what it stressed me out.
Mhm. Right. Okay.
But I mean, I could try at least with one thing.
Right. Yeah, kind of take baby steps. You wouldn't want to maybe go to a big formal dinner
Yeah.
with your boyfriend, but it could be just going out to the mall with your friend.
Yeah.
It's a little less anxiety provoking than a dinner. So,
Yeah.
what about when the other one you listed or that you said was when you get snippy?
Yeah. I forgot. Okay, snippy.
What kind of
Well-
action do you think you could take? An opposite action of that.
Being nice. Give them
Yeah.
a compliment.
Well, yeah. Could it be kind of when are the times that you find yourself being most snippy at work?
At work, when the deadline was crunching.
Is that when you usually get the most snippy with people, or is it usually in your personal relationships?
Well, it's definitely work.
Work. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're kind of feeling anxious at the moment, and you're thinking, what are you thinking when you're feeling anxious?
Well, it's like if you're really moving on the right track.
Is it kind of like
So it's I start thinking about the assignment, the work assignment, and then I start thinking about what all it entails, and then I start thinking about the ways I can get it done, and then I start thinking, well, if I don't get it done in time, then my boss is gonna be mad at me, and then my boss is gonna call me in their office, and then my boss is gonna fire me, and then I'm gonna lose my house.
that's really overwhelming?
Yeah.
Okay. So I can understand why you'd be snippy at other people if that's all going through your mind in just 1 minute. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So an opposite action of that would be maybe something to help you not get snippy, because it sounds like you get snippy when you start thinking all of this stuff that could happen that hasn't happened.
Yeah.
So maybe to kind of, what do you think you could do so you're not getting snippy?
Well, I think,
I think maybe you could kind of see yourself in that moment. You know,
Yeah.
kind of like mindfulness, being in that moment. Okay.
yeah, I could do that, or, reminding myself.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So,
I think we're fine.
okay.
Wait, I'm so confused. How do you